WordPress powers over 20% of the entire internet, and that's a lot of websites. With WordPress being the largest content management system on the planet, there are several risks and concerns that you need to think about if you have a WordPress website. You see, the larger the platform, the higher the security risks, and therefore the more maintenance is required. But on the other hand, the larger the platform, the more options there are to keep things secure and running as smoothly as possible. And therefore there are many tools that can help you with managing it. So let's go through some key points right now. Keeping a WordPress website secure can be very, very simple if you do things carefully and regularly. It's a bit like servicing your car regularly. You have to do it regularly and consistently in order for it to have a lasting effect. The first thing you need to do is make sure that the WordPress version that's running always is up to date. When you log into your dashboard, you'll see at the top left corner whether there's an update, and it will show you which version is available and what you should do next to update it. Leaving this not updated for a long period of time can cause themes, plugins and widgets to be adapted to the new version of WordPress, whereas you're still running on something old. That can then cause a little bit of incompatibility between plugins, widgets, themes, and your WordPress installation, and therefore what you intended when you were developing the website, or when an agency was developing the website for you, or a developer, might no longer be working as intended at the start. Plugins are another big factor. Every WordPress website utilizes plugins, whether they're very basic and small, or premium sometimes, and taking care of large quantities of the website functionality. WordPress is an open source software, meaning anybody can create a plugin and roll it out to the market. Now, because of that, make sure that every plugin you download and activate has a lot of reviews, has been downloaded many times, and there's nothing clearly wrong with it that you can see on the front face. It's fantastic that it's open source because so many developers and freelancers can contribute useful features and plugins to WordPress, but naturally, the more control you give people, the more chances there are of potentially downloading something that's not useful and can actually harm your website. So like I say, make sure before you're downloading a plugin, you check how many people have downloaded it, if it's had positive reviews, and if it's had any negative connotation around it, always question it. Outdated versions of WordPress plugins are one of the key reasons websites get hacked and compromised. Naturally, it's much easier to compromise a website or hack it when the plugin's out of date. So make sure that all of your active plugins are always up to the newest version. And again, you can check this either in the dashboard in the plugins section, or WordPress will notify you with a little icon of how many plugins there are to update under the dashboard feature in the dashboard under the updates menu. If there's any plugins that are out of date, you're not going to update them but you're not using them, make sure you delete them straight away. Because plugins that aren't active but are still within your system and are out of date, in some cases can still impact your website negatively. If you want to go the extra mile, there are a few security steps you can take to further help this. A number of hacks are carried out by targeting the login URL of each website. So naturally, our website being built on WordPress, the default URL to type in to log into it would be flyhighmedia.co.uk/wp-admin. Because that's the default URL for every website, we mask that link with a custom link that nobody knows apart from ourselves. That way, if anybody's attempting to hack the website with the actual login form, they have to figure out how to access the login form in the first place. This can be done very, very simply with a premium plugin called iThemes Security. And I won't go into a whole host of security features that iThemes has, because it simply won't fit this video. Another thing is an SSL. An SSL is a secure socket layer certificate, which is a communication between the browser and the website database to let each other know that the files inside in the database is secure. This is especially important if you're taking in user information, whether that's selling products online and taking users' addresses, payment information, storing them in the database, or even simply taking the emails in the contact form in order for it to reach your email. What a secure socket layer does is assures that any information passed through the layer is encrypted. And you can usually tell whether a website has a secure socket layer installed by seeing a little padlock in the top left corner of the website. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's grey, sometimes it can be gold, but every website these days should have it. A lot of hosts will actually try to charge you for this, but in reality, a secure socket layer certificate should be free, and that's why we give them out for free to all of our clients in our new web hosting platform. What you're able to do is set up two-factor authentication for anybody to log into your website, which naturally decreases the chances of any hacks or compromisations taking place. Also, make sure you use a captcha on all contact forms. This prevents any bots that are scouring the web for content and submitting forms from actually getting through your gateway and into your emails. Lastly, an important thing to consider is your host. Who is hosting your website and where is it stored? As we know, GoDaddy and FastHost are probably the two of the biggest hosting websites in the world. But what they lack is customer support and really being there and caring if something should go wrong. Our newly launched hosting platform, flyhighweb.com, has a number of security features working for you in the background without you even knowing it. And we trust it so much that we host our own things on there. For example, if somebody tries to log into a form with an incorrect password too many times in the space of 1 minute, that's clearly a hack attempt. What our servers then do is take that IP address of the person that's trying to do this and put them on a blacklist until further notice. Sometimes that turns out to be a client forgetting their email address password and really trying to log in, but in 95% of cases, that's unfortunately somebody trying to compromise the website. And the website hack attempts happen on many occasions every single day. You just don't see them because chances are you don't pay attention to it because it all happens under the hood. These are just some of the very basic things you need to do to keep a website secure. But as I mentioned, if you do them consistently, regularly, and properly, you'll have no trouble whatsoever. So to summarize, you need to do 3 things. Keep your WordPress version up to date at all times, update all of your active plugins to the newest versions and delete any that you're not using, and make sure that whoever you're hosting with has appropriate procedures and measures to take should something go wrong. We have a neat little Fly High Web website security and maintenance guide, which we share with all of our web and hosting clients. But you can also download it for free down from our knowledge base, which we'll leave the link to down in the description. If you have any further questions or queries, maybe specific to your website, feel free to leave a comment down below, drop us an email, or drop me a message directly, and I'll be happy to help. If you'd like to find out more about our recently launched secure hosting platform, please do let me know. Or alternatively, you can find out more at flyhighmedia.co.uk/hosting. Please make sure to subscribe and leave a like below, or share it if this came in handy, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.